So it's mid-May here in Michigan. Weather is beautiful. About a month and a half ago, I proposed to the wife, hey, let's go on a motorcycle trip up to Mackinac. Kind of replicate what I did last year when I was doing some shakedown trips before the big trip. And she said, no, that weekend doesn't work out. I got to work late on Friday. We don't have anybody to watch the kids, yada, yada. So I dropped it. Didn't think it would happen this year. Try again next year. And then just last week she asked me, so did you find a better date to do that trip? I said, oh, I thought it was off. Well, I'm practically doing the same trip as last year. I've got a bunch of routes already planned out thanks to Motorcycling Across Michigan. Great book. Got a bunch of GPS routes planned based on this. Also, if we pop up into the UP, Hunt's Guide to the UP, lots of good places to visit here. So came up with a couple of quick routes, couple of quick ideas. Day 0, just to get up there, would be at least 260 miles, about 4 hours. That's just doing boring interstate. If we wanted to do something a little more exciting, I mapped out a couple options, 290 miles, 4.5 hours. Didn't seem to add that much, but doing the back roads, it's going to add a little bit more than that, I think. Saturday being a day trip around, found a couple places, planning on Detour Village. All told, I've got about 180 miles, 3.5 hours planned here. And so not that much, but it is our first trip on the bike together in a long time, since the big trip actually. For the ride home, we could do that same 260 miles, 4 hours of boring interstate, or I picked out kind of a pretty exciting route, again based on these books here, 370 miles, that should be 6.5 hours. Or what I imagine will happen is we'll start on that big route plan, and then at some point we'll just say, all right, time to get home. And so I'll kind of map that out, a little over 330 miles, a little over 5 hours. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to get out there. Got to remember that while I'm very familiar with the bike and everything, not very familiar with it loaded, especially with the wife on the back. I mean, not that she changes the feel of the bike, she's light enough and whatnot, but I remember throwing it into a corner once, being real familiar with the bike after the big trip. She was on the back and it felt a little different. Anyways, I just wanted to try this report ahead of time, planning as opposed to kind of recapturing video after the fact. And got some maintenance to do before we get underway tomorrow, so let's get that going. Looks like we're all set.